have support from many countries in terms of weapons, humanitarian supplies, financial and medical aid, support of the refugees. What is that Ukraine needs most urgently?
Referring to the previous questions about the decisiveness of the next weeks, the only things we need now is the weapons. Weapons are all necessary to defend our country, and we believe that it's a turning point because the West listened to us and decided to provide these weapons, not only Soviet-style weapons, but NATO standard weapons. And I believe this will be decisive, and now it's a matter of time. Timing is very important.
Do you think that Western sanctions against Russia are enough? Are they effective?
The answer is the war continues, meaning that they are effective but not enough. So now we are preparing the sixth package of sanctions, more strong. I think the most painful sanctions will be oil embargo, and there are some, deliberations on that.
There have been sanctions against Russian state media all over Europe, and there's also a European task force against Russian propaganda at work. The Greek version of Sputnik has also been sanctioned. Do you think that Russian disinformation is influencing the Greek public opinion?
It took a while to the West to realize that so-called news produced by Russia is not the news itself. It's a means, tools of information warfare. So Russia fights on many fronts. One is psychological, and psychological is to break the spirit and to divide Europe and to divide Greeks. And I believe Sputnik is the tiny part. I think they are more subtle, and they still provide Greek media, in particular I'm talking about the Greece, with some narratives, more subtle, but still working.
Can you be more specific on that? What do you mean?
For example, if you talk about the preparation now for the sacred date of Russia, the 9th of May, and the parades and the marches, I think something is preparing here in Greece with all these Russian narratives about the World War II, about these portraits carrying around. And now they join this, for example, marches with the portraits of Russian soldiers killed in Ukraine, saying that the war on Nazism continues in Ukraine, and they will use the V letters, the Z letters, the band flags of LNR, DNR to join this. So it's, this still spreading, the poisonous narrative. And they still pursue this old narrative for, I think, 8 years about Azov and Nazis, and some Greeks believe that they are still fight against Nazis.